Hey, Mark here in the Fanmobile. So, on today's vlog, I'm going to call this one "Training is Draining." Now, when I was at a training at work, or and I'm still in, I quit and came back, but I'm technically in the training phase myself. And but they wanted, because I knew what I was doing, so they had me train somebody with a very limited intellect. Now, it's rough. I've been training people on and off for like 25 years now. At pretty much every job I've had, I've been either a trainer or a supervisor in some capacity. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure if this guy has some kind of if it was something he was born with, or he has some kind of disease or what. But I just, generally people's learning capabilities fall into three categories: either visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So the first thing I've always done since I've been a trainer was try to analyze right from the get-go. How do these people learn? So with this guy, I've never seen anything like this guy in my life. I tried. We're carting the product, putting it on the carts, from the trailer, and rolling it onto box trucks. And I said, first I tried showing him how to do it, and he was just not picking up on it. So okay, that rules out visual. I tried telling him how to do it, and yeah, to no avail, and that ruled out auditory. So I tried showing him how to do it, and having him do it himself. And he was still screw up. We unloaded 4 trailers, and I was actually told, my boss told me not to do any of the work. He needs the practice, just have him do it. So we unloaded. He unloaded, 4 trailers worth of product, and he was still screwing up left and right. Like I've had to tell him the same thing like 50 times, and it just was not registering. And finally, this was over the span of 2 days, I had to tell both my boss and my boss's boss, but basically I had to tell them both. This gentleman, really nice guy. I felt bad. He's just, he's just not particularly intelligent. I had to tell them, this far, carting the box truck runs far exceeds his cognitive abilities, and they both understood. So it was, I felt I was kind of depressed, because I felt like I failed as a trainer, because I've always, I've trained everybody no matter what. I've had to train a mentally challenged dishwasher once, and he was able to pick up on what I was training him. Just there's a certain way I don't train one certain way. I find different ways, and I must have tried 20 different ways to train this guy, and it just it really bothered me, because it just I could not do it. It was a very tough nut to crack, and I ended up the next day I had actually two different people. I had to train 2 people simultaneously, and they both picked it up like that. After 10 minutes, they were proficient at it. And I told them, I said, yeah, I was training a guy, not to mention any names, but I was training, I just couldn't pick it up. I feel, I said, I'm refreshed my own sense of self-confidence in my training abilities, that they picked up on it. And then I told them I was really depressed the day before, because no matter what I did, I couldn't make it stick. And I felt like I'd failed as a trainer, and one of my trainees said to me, you know, well, we're doing this just fine after you've trained us, Mark. So, you know, I think you're a pretty good trainer. So that really made me feel much better. But yeah, it's difficult. You know, it's you know, everyone's learning style is different. Everyone's learning curve is different. Oh, thank you. And yeah, so it's you know, yeah, like I said, I was bummed out. But then it's you know, it's just out of all the hundreds of people I've trained over the years, you know, there's just this. You know, when I was at Panera, they actually told me I was the top trainer in New England. I used to train the night bakers, and I'm not sure if I was or not. I think they might have just been telling me that so they could convince me to drive all over the, you know, from all the way out to Western Mass and all the way up to New Hampshire and wherever else they needed me, you know, but to train. But they did tell me I was the top trainer in New England, you know. So yeah, it's just something I've always done. I've always been able to do it pretty well. And then, you know, this one case, it just got to me, you know, because I mean, this poor guy was getting really frustrated too, and you know, I was trying not to show it. I mean, I was getting kind of frustrated having to say the same thing over and over and over again and have it just not stick. But you know, eventually he was able to. He wasn't able to figure it out, but they moved him somewhere else. You know, had him condensed cardboard, and you know, I think it's just you know, he's just not the. No nice way to say this, but he's just gentleman's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And so anyway, yeah, I hope you folks have a great night. Stay tuned for more videos. Good night and good luck.